this evening stream right now? Well, the thing is that I'm kind of in a crunch. It's 10 o'clock where I am right now. But I gotta do some stuff, because otherwise if I don't hold myself accountable with a stream or something like that, I can quickly start scrolling on different sites, and that's just wasting my time and I don't do anything productive. You know, I become a zombie scroller, which kind of sucks. So yeah, probably you're not gonna miss on anything if you're not gonna be joining here now, but I'll be working a bit on new shrines. Couple of shrines that kind of are gonna help selling stuff. So this is a pawn shrine, and the thing we're gonna have with it is that it's gonna be a tricky thing, a bit of a balancing trick. For example, you will be only able to sell once. Now, this basic implementation works. If I put 2 items at once, I would have to get around 125 gold. Let me see if it works. Boom, yes, I do get it. It gets sold, but the thing that I want to do is I want to break it. So earlier today I was refactoring in a way that shrine itself is now a base class for every shrine. And maybe I could add in a value, an export property, like public int max usage, max usage time or something like that. Oh, it's 0. And then we should track it here somewhere in the protected value and call it times used, and it's 0. And then we have like a protected virtual method that I override, and that's on shrine area entered, no action, something regarding to action. This, and here maybe in this try thingy I would have to return a boolean. So I would know if actually I should increase the usage times. So we could store it in action executed. Like that. And then we could say if action executed times used plus plus. And then maybe some event. What would be the event? I wonder. Should I do an event? I could do an event. Or I could simply call a function. We'll see. 1 second. Like that. And let's go into the pawn shrine. And here we override this one. And of course we are gonna turn it into a boolean. What is this? At least one sold? I can actually do this now. Return. No. Actually, yes. Return. At least one sold. There we go. And the default one is gonna be false. Okay. So far so good. Now we would have to kind of implement the health or a texture. Huh. You know what, let's go with bull. Is breakable. And by default this is gonna be false. I'm gonna have the two separate ones for that. Usage time before break. I mean, I know that I named this similarly in the item data resource regarding breakable durability. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. And we save it like that. And that's okay. And somewhere I had this protected one. It was times used. Okay. Here we go. If it's breakable. And there goes the durability. So maybe this one's gonna be removed. No need to have so many of them. They do the same shit anyway. Now durability. We'll go in here. So if it's breakable, we decrease it. And then if durability less or equal to 0, well, this is now a sausage fest, isn't it? It is. Anyway. Then we're gonna change the texture and make it unavailable. So now we have to do somewhere a flag is usable. Or can be used. Can be triggered. Now, naming. It's usable. It's triggerable. It's usable. Can be triggered. Fuck me. There we go. Late stream, man, late stream. Telling you, dude, I have to hold myself accountable because if Steam will allow it, I'll release it on 20th probably. And if I look that this is only 14 days away, not really 14 days anymore, you know, it's starting to crack up my nerves. So yeah, I always kind of promise to myself that I'm gonna work in the evenings, and I kind of do, but still from time to time I scroll away too much on social media, and that kind of sucks. And I was thinking to myself, maybe if I stream I hold myself accountable more, you know. I can't scroll social media as much, and I'm being useful. So, how's it going, man? Did you sleep well? I can ask you now this. And can't triggered equals to false. Just a second. Do you have a list for the final build until early access? Kind of, but not really. But I do. If I make sense. I know what I have to finish. Things that I'm gonna finish are definitely... We have to complete the whole loop, so the game is beatable. And then I have like 2 bosses already ready. They're created. I have to wire them up. I have to wire the unlockables and then... daily run. And with as much free time, in quotation marks, as we have, I have to do a lot of items, man. So yeah, I'll be working on the items and units and so on. There's a lot of things to do, but a lot of things is just boiler stuff, you know. I have to insert different parameters and so on. I'll probably break my teeth somewhere, but you know. Glad to hear that you slept good. Oh, by the way, how long do you sleep, man? So this one is like that. We were talking about this, right? Around 6 hours? 7? Something like that, or even... Try to execute shrine action. Okay. So... This is like that now. That's a BM question. BM. Now, I parse this either like background music or body mass question or... you know. Not the sharpest tool in the shed at 10 a.m. 10 p.m. See? It's starting to affect everything. Here we go now. The pawn shrine, otherwise man, is working. I worked on it earlier, so that's a good thing. But... Aha! That's good. That's cool, man. Aha! Bad mouth. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, Logan, as we were talking, pawn shrine, but there's gonna be a twist. You can use it only once per level, and then it's gonna break. But you can sell more items. It's just gonna be, you know... I really want to get this item early, or I'm gonna go grind more before I go and buy stuff. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a texture that's gonna crack it. So, pawn shrine is gonna be like that, and the same thing is gonna be with that, what is it, storage shrine. You know, that you can send back an item. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be working on, and I just want to copy and paste this thingy here and see how I can ooglify it a bit, because this is gonna be like a generic over. I can start doing cracks like that. You know what? There's a better way to do this. I can create a new layer. And I can start drawing on the new layer, and then I'll try to copy it on the old one. Just to see how it would look. Too much. I need more branches. So what are you gonna be working on today, man? Some Python stuff? There we go. A bit better. We have to reach all the gaps. Like that. Well, that's a bit too much if you ask me. Reminds me too much on the spider net, because everything is too dense. I have to make the cracks separated a bit more. At least I think that's gonna make it look a bit better. About to work on going to the bar. Then I'll probably work on Slay the Spire. Cool. Slay the Spire. Played the first one, but didn't get very far, man. You know which game I really liked? It was kind of not really that popular, but it was a freaking good indie game. It was a gladiator management game. Domina. And I believe that they don't even sell it anymore on Steam. But dude, if you ever have time, that game was freaking awesome. And with the framework that I've created for this game, I believe that the next game is gonna be like this gladiator management game with same sprites and so on. But of course different playstyle. You're gonna be more or less not controlling the units, just upgrading them. Maybe assigning some items and so on, you know. Let me find it. Domina game. It was a good one. Well, you can't really get it anymore. Yeah, what the fuck. I know that dude went mental. I think something was wrong. Or not really. Maybe he had just an unpopular opinion about politics. And yeah, but I'm gonna copy and paste this in here. If you ever kinda... Yeah, it's not even available on Steam, but dude, it had like multiple thousand reviews as well. I just know that there was something regarding the community. Yeah, now I remember. He was raging about COVID lockdowns. Or something like that. And then community turned a little bit against him. And he just decided to erase the whole game now. That's an interesting lore if you ask me. And it's quite interesting because the dude then kind of made it alone. The only thing that it makes sense. He was a lone wolf probably. Because if he had a teammate, I highly doubt that the teammate would allow him to completely remove the game from the Steam, you know. Ah, so I was missing these cracks from the side. Kind of looks better than Grand Theft Auto 6. Now let's see if I copy and paste this. Yeah. Type of lost media, right? I think it's gonna work. I mean, we're never gonna apply it on the forge itself. But for the pawn shop and storage shop, it will work. Like the cracks. Fair enough. And then we're gonna add particles like poof, that it breaks or something. Let's copy and paste this dude somewhere on the normal layer. There we go. Oh man, I'm deleting the wrong layer. Jesus, I was editing the wrong one as well. Okay. There we go. And the dude goes in here. Like that. Saving it, and we can get rid of this layer again. And now, oh, by the way, I updated Godot from 4.6 to 4.62. I hope that everything's gonna work okay. Now for the shrine itself, I can say interactables, shrine crack. That sounds wrong. But it is what it is. Okay. Yeah, right. That's the last update before the release. So yeah, as the test builds will come out this week, I can't wait. But those were just minor patches, you know, not a feature patch. It's basically only bug fixes, you know. So I really hope that it didn't break anything. Now we need a sprite that's gonna be overlayered over this one. So if we have a pawn shrine, crack sprite 2D. Oh, and I hate this Vincent themes from Final Fantasy. This one is better. And not this one. This one has to be duplicated. Let's go get it. Looks good. Invisible, like that. And now if we go to the base shrine, let's see where our beautiful sprite 2D rests. Nowhere. But we can get it. We call it protected sprite 2D. Crack sprite 2D. And this comes right after Shrine Area 2D when I get the reference, and that's okay. So we get the note. Yo, I did. And now kind of, I get 3 wish lists per day. It's not much. Because the capsule art still kind of doesn't... It doesn't do it justice. It doesn't look well in the smaller form, I believe. If it's in a big form, it's okay, but otherwise it's... yeah. It could have some improvements, but okay. There's always a possibility, you know, that I have early access capsule art a bit different. And for the full release, maybe we come up with something new. We'll probably keep it as it is. Sprite 2D. So this one is now Crack Sprite 2D. There we go. We get the reference, but you know what? I'm gonna wire something in. Can be triggered. When this changes, let's call it, you know what? You're gonna be a prop. No shit, I didn't want to toggle you. What I wanted to change is durability. When this is decreased, I also have to say that Crack Sprite 2D visible equals to true. That's the first thing, and by default we're gonna have it disabled. Like that. Then if we progress a bit further, we have to add a boolean protected. Let's call it virtual bool. Actually, can use shrine. And here we have like basic cases, and we can add also protected virtual bool. Use shrine custom, and we return false or true by default. And here we're gonna say if is breakable and durability equals less than equals 0. And of course, this is gonna be a whole condition, because this is just checking the breakability and durability of the thing. But as the first condition we can add, if can use shrine false, can use shrine custom, or this. So we're always checking the negative thing first, and then as the last but not least thing, we're returning the positive one. And try to execute shrine action. We have to do this thing here. If can use shrine equals to false. We're not even trying. And this is being called where? I use it only here, and that's good, because this one is being overridden in the pawn shrine itself and so on. like that. It should be wired, kind of. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I really hope that it will be delivered good. I wrote to Steam. It would mean a lot if the stars would align and everything. I could release it on that medieval festival that comes out, and this would mean that not only that I would gain the traffic from the new release, I would also get the exposure from the festival itself. So this could be interesting as well, because as far as I was researching the medieval tag, I mean, Crimson Desert is marked as medieval, you know. Those are highly fantasy games. I mean, it is kind of a medieval thingy, but you know, we could fit in. Why the hell not? We have swords, we have bows, we have magic. I'll see. I wrote to Steam support regarding that, so they'll say if it's a go or no go. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, if we would get some eyes on the game and players, poof, that would give me so much big of a motivational boost to work on it. You know, I'd be adding tons of stuff, definitely. If we would gain a big enough momentum, I would add a co-op, definitely local one. I'd go for it. I was measuring the screen last time, and we could fit 2 hotbars basically. I would make the camera shared, you know, that it would kind of try to position between the 2 players, but everything else would be shared, yeah, like you would have your own hotbar. The only thing would be the difference is, yeah, 2 hotbars and 2 fury bars, and only one person could manage inventory at a time. That's what I would have to make shareable. You know, so if you want to manage your items, player 1 manages them, or player 2. But that would be a stretch goal, you know. Like, how do you call it? Roadmap, on a roadmap. Magic probably not considered medieval, yeah. It could be. It could be, but I just wouldn't know how. You know, I looked at a game called Archwale. They actually use the system like you described. They use the same hotbar, so basically they have the same equipment. But the thing that's kind of bothering me, how I would wire together all the cartridges and so on. Because one player maybe would prefer to go, you know, like more of a glassy build and other tanky, etc. We would also have to modify a lot of enemies, like probably make them more spongier and bruisier, like damage dealers. It'd be cool. Well, let's see. Okay, Steam team has wrote back to me, and yeah, they recommend that I put the release date further away if I want to release sooner and so on, etc. But that I have to take in account the verification period. So yeah, this can take some time. Oh, Yeah, I'll sleep on that before we continue. Aha. You imagine that the companion button would be replaced for cartridges. It could be a good option, definitely. Could be, could be. Okay, now if I save this one, try to build it. Then to spice it up, maybe we have to add some kind of an animation. For now, only the sprite will appear, like the cracks. Then the second option would be... Oh! The bastard crashed. Ay, ay, ay. It's not related to update. I know that. I'd have to rebuild it myself, probably, Godot, and enable the symbols. So it would give me more things. But I know that sometimes it crashes also. Yeah, I can't wait for the juice, right? Me too. I like juicing stuff. It gives that nice feeling when something lands and so on. Okay. Here we go. If I put it down. Okay, it was made, but definitely I forgot to set the stuff here. So it's breakable and durability should be 1. And then maybe there could be a cartridge or a perk like that that increases the durability of the shrines. You know. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Let's see, I want to see the crack. It cracked. Good. So it's broken, but let's see if we can still do it. Exactly, nothing happens. The functionality works. So if we restart the game again. Now by all means, I have to be able to sell 2 items as well. I did. 175. Excellent. Now let me just try to sell another one. And it cracks. And it doesn't light green anymore ever again. Good. Wait, was there a particle effect? Did something get displayed? I didn't look that. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're cracked, baby. Double meaning of the phrase. So this one works. Pawn shop, pawn shrine. Love it. Now, the one that we're gonna have to test from the other place. Or maybe from this one as well. From the other. Yeah. Well, I believe the tree would also work, man. now you're starting to give me doubts. I have to test it. I'm thinking about one thing. I'm not gonna allow you to send the item with runes in it, in the storage, if it makes sense. Because that could be too OP. That you would have an item that has 4 runes equipped and so on. That's kind of... Not the thing that we go for. Or what do you think? Let's add more swords. Iron sword, 1. Let's see if everything works. Let's get rich, baby. It works. I'm rich. Pawn shrine. It's here. Let's see if it's in the file system. It is here. Why is this blue? That's something new. Why is this colored blue? This comes maybe from the new version. I never saw a color blue on the scene itself. Interesting. Let's see, shrine. So we have pawn shrine, then we duplicate it and say that this is gonna be storage shrine. Now this one is a bit trickier because we're gonna have to keep the limit of how many items can be actually placed. I mean, you could place more items, but we only have to take 1. So maybe we're gonna have some Darwin Award winners. Peeps that are gonna place more items that only get 1 from the storage. There we go, storage shrine. And of course I have to rename it. Here we go as well. And the dude just needs different icons. And these are, what is it called? Pawn interactable sheet. And storage interactable. There we go. And the sprite for this one is storage as well. Good. But the underlying script is different. Shrine. No, back. Storage shrine, that's good. Now just that, scripts. And it should be inheriting from the shrine itself, but Godot will tell error if I try to replace that there. Just a second. Back. Honey Bunny came to say goodnight. There we go. Now, what I gotta do here is override just a couple of things. If I take basically a look at the pawn shrine. There we go. Copying, and let's see, try to execute shrine action. Well, this was a condition here before I travel to success and so on. The durability is already checked in the base class, so we don't have to worry about that. But this one, sell items on shrine, we're gonna say store item shrine. And the boolean is going to be at least one stored. Spawning particles and success and so on, so that's okay. And here I do this. This check is already good. Dropped items count. If it's 0, we return false. And this is regarding selling stuff. And I don't need this one exactly. But what I gotta do is, I gotta take the first item at least. Huh. But it would be also cool if, of course, I implement this one, but a bit different check. Can item be stored? Because probably we're gonna have some items that shouldn't be stored. And in the future we're gonna add condition checks in here. So that's at least base one. We don't need the selling prices anymore. So we can kill this one. And let's keep it as a list, because probably we could also have a cartridge that would influence this. If you level it up, like in level 15, you could maybe store 2 items. That's a possibility, if you get very far. It'd be a pain in the ass to get that one, but you have to remember the cartridge would occupy a slot, so that's okay. Let's say integer items to store equals 1. In future, get this from player stat. Bonus from cartridge itself. That's cool. And we do this. Let's add one more. Simple index. And yeah. Now this boolean is checking a different condition, so I can slap this condition in here, like if item stored or num item stored, num items, allowed num items to store. If items stored is more or equal to allowed items to store, we continue. Otherwise we have to increment it. And that's it. So by default we're gonna have 1. It's like a constant. And then we destroy items used on shrine. This isn't gonna work well, because here we destroy everything. And this whole thing is gonna have the references inside. See, I'm clearing stuff out here. But no, it's okay actually, because I'm adding this here and I'm only modifying this one. That's okay. It's okay. Nothing wrong here. Store items on shrine. Good. But now we introduce something new. And this thing is gonna be on the profile resource. And not regarding the run, but I think I have somewhere item IDs. Items, something. Yeah, nothing for the starting item, but that's okay. Because what we're gonna say is... this has to be stored on the run, and the run actually writes things in the profile. If it makes sense. So if I load a fresh profile, which things I'm gonna have inside? If I load the fresh profile, I'm gonna have something that was written in it from the run. And if in the run null was written in, then this is gonna save in the main profile and null will load. Yes, this is where I wanna go. Not sure if I make any sense, but I believe I got it. Here we have this. Units discovered, biomes discovered, la la la. Let's move this one in here. Stored items, IDs. This makes sense. And what we do now in here, we don't care about the level of this thing and so on, at least not for now. We store the ID only. And we do, for example, global. Player profile controller, current profile, current run. Stored item IDs, add. Dropped item, item data resource ID. Good. So this is being added here. That's okay. Now regarding the loading, the same thing is gonna happen like when we were loading stuff for companion. And here what I do is void save stored items, stored item IDs. Okay. I can take you. Same condition check. This could be probably extracted to something. But so far so good. Now, save companion units data. Save unit data. That's okay. That's okay. A bit lower this one. Now what I gotta get is push this up here. So if I have current run, have to lift it up one level up here. No. Like that. Stored item IDs. But this is too generic. It's like storage items. Yeah. Let's name it like that. Feels a bit better. Because stored, it could mean like a save instance. Storage item IDs feels better. Okay. Okay. And now here what we do is we move stuff from the current run, if we have it. Player profile stored storage item IDs equals to, we lift it up one level because the current run always gets reset and we want to make the storage items permanent. But if we have a run and we don't store anything, we want to also override it with no, you know, nothing has to be overridden. So that's what I'm doing currently. And player profile storage item IDs equals to player profile current run storage item IDs, like that. So that's good. Now if we want to take it into account that this thing will be added as we start a new run, we have to go to inventory system, and here I have somewhere starting items. Add starting items. This function executes only for the player itself. And what do I do here? I load the inventory basically. That's okay, I don't want to touch it. But what I want to do is... What is that? 12 months ago. Wise. This is loading boards and cartridges. Okay, I'm iterating over this, but then I have to have a check. Like, if current run's level is level 1, check if you have any storage items and add them. So we say if global player profile current run. Do I access this somewhere else? No. Okay. And here I say levels visited equals to 1. Now I don't know if it's gonna be 0 here or 1. I wonder when I increment this thingy. Because it could be, no, the level visited is gonna increment when? Let me see, run resources. These are just the checks. Level changer bumps this one up on the interaction. It's gonna be 1, I believe. Because the Deidre is level changer, so if we create a new one, new current run, at least I believe so, it's duplicated. Now let's see the default one. Levels visited is 0. Okay. You know what, we're gonna try it with one. And let's say if, yeah, you know what, we're gonna take this sausage out. Or not. Leaving the sausage. Storage item IDs. Count more than 0. Then we do stuff. Can it be no? Storage items, IDs. No, it's not gonna be no. That's good. And then here we go further and we start iterating the similar way like we do here. So you know what, actually, for each this one, item ID, we're gonna try to add like that item, and we simply say item ID. Quantity is by default 1, which is okay, we're not placing it in any specific slot, but the first one available, so that's good. Kinda believe that this should work, not sure, maybe it's gonna break. Probably. But let's spin it a bit. Oh my god, I'm sleeping. Now I have a storage here, but the problem will be that probably nothing's gonna be written in it. Just a second, I didn't even set the parameters here, right? Of course, it's breakable and it should only have 1. Sorry about that. Restarting. Okay, it took only 1. That's good. I don't see any errors, but I don't have any way of verifying if this got written somewhere. But what we have to do now is everything like a forge has its own point of interest, so let's dupe them. And we call it pawn shop, pawn shrine. And let's dupe it again and call it storage shrine. And we're gonna make it spawn in the level and try transferring something. Let's go with a storage shrine first. Storage shrine. Let's place it in here. Good. I'm just gonna nuke this one. POI. Save it. And then I have another shrine. This one is called Pawn Shrine. And here, goody goody. Forge is gone and Pawn Shrine, point of interest. Okay. Now if we go to Forest 1, let's see, where the hell am I placing the special point of interest? And that's here. That's the forge, it's okay. And the condition for that is it's being placed randomly in the sector, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna place 3 of them, like globally, and just assign those 2 different shrines just to test if everything works. So Pawn Shrine and Storage Shrine. Saving it, and let's see all the sparks. Okay, here we go. Just checking out if there are any errors thrown. No errors yet. Well, we spawned ourselves in the bandit camp directly, but that's okay. So the forge is here. I'm looking for 2 more. Here's the no, here's the storage one. Now, if everything is gonna be correct, let's, for example, find ourselves a good rune. Let's try to transfer the rune. Oh, problem, 2 storage shrines. That shouldn't happen. Now either I have a bug, probably, or I assigned the wrong... definitely it's a bug. Can't be any other way around. But I want to see if there's the chest somewhere here. Of course. Because that's the thing that I want to send back. And just for lols, I wonder if there would be 2 shrines, and if I would send one here and there, what would happen? Okay, let's try it. I'm gonna send back Health Blast Rune. Okay, it got destroyed. I don't play sound effect yet, that's a bummer. But let's become suicidal. Okay. And if I hit restart, and if I start the game again, I don't have anything, so I expect errors. Not this one isn't wrong. Something regarding the loading probably went to smithereens. Or I'm killing some things too many times. It's a possibility. Huh. Ugh. Of course I don't save it anywhere. You sleepy fella. Save stored items, IDs. Okay. Not stored items. I have to rename the storage items. Okay, for the next round this is gonna work. Here we go. Ooh, we're very close to the camp. Hey, good. Now this could affect the outcome. Okay, let me try to store it here. Good. Because if you start with a rune like that, this means that you're kind of ready for a summoner build. If we go forward, I don't freaking have it. Okay. Time to call in the big guns. Okay. And then when the loading thing happens in the inventory resource. System load starting item. This one. And I do this thing here. Probably the check is wrong. The levels visited is probably 0. We'll see when it's gonna load. And then if this is 0, we know that we have a problem. Starting it through Visual Studio Code. Sleepy fella. Storage items, nothing in here, that's okay. Because we still didn't store anything. Okay. Levels visited is 0 now. That's okay. And that's being checked for every single one, huh? Damn, that's wrong. This has to be moved up. It has to be within AI checks. Like that. That's the first issue. Okay. Okay. Why do I have a freaking breakpoint here? I should have one here. Okay, nothing is loaded. Now I go to another level. And here I have levels visited. Just a second. Is 0. Is it? Then it has to be. Well, this check has to be on the 0, because if level visited is 0, only then we add stuff. Huh. But then I believe we have a problem that level 0 is also the camp. So we should also check... For example, if we're loading the forest level, because otherwise we're gonna have double items in the beginning. At least that's my theory now. Yeah, let's try to do it. Or maybe we only load the starting items. Ah, okay, let's start step by step. No skipping ahead. Oh, look, a bot. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna unmark this for now, because otherwise I have to click play like 4 or 5 times. This one is okay now. And if I go forward, levels visited is 0, good. Loading, and it's populated. Now let's try to get that basic rune. Yeah. We have to make some kind of drops for these traps. They gotta feel rewarding. At least for killing. So if somebody comes with a good idea, I'm more happy than hear it. More than happy to hear it. Nothing special. Now, did the pawn or storage shrine spawn? This seems like a nice little lake area. Here's the forge. Come on, we're looking for something more. Okay, here's a... New items, new items, new items. Oh, but I'm gonna die. Oh no. No, the headless horseman is haunting me. I've created you. Okay. Oh. Hey, that was too close for comfort. Now we can only sell. Huh. Wait a minute, we have only one shrine? Okay, now the gold should be turned back on. I wonder what price did I set for the burning stick. I put the burning stick on, we have 118. Come on, mad guys. That's 25? So it was worth like 50? No. Oh my god, my math is so terribly wrong. But that's okay. Hey, here we have a storage one. I want to store this shrapnel shot through now. Okay. This is being triggered. We're adding it to the storage. A-okay. And now they go violent on me. And I restart. And here the checks are starting to work. Storage count, okay. It's gonna add a starting item, I believe now. But the problem is that this is gonna happen also in camp and in the forest. So, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna have to... No shit, why didn't it add it? What's going on here? Alright, headed off to the bar. Best of luck. Thanks, dude. I'm gonna also soon hit the sack, so... Yeah. Enjoy, man. Why didn't loading happen? Why is that? If I restart, I'm gonna restart a couple of times to see if this triggers something. Okay, levels visited is 0. Count is 0 now, but before that it was 1, right? I saw that the storage items count was 1. Okay, back again, rinse and repeat until you get it right. Hey, the storage shrine is here. There's a pawn one. Okay, everybody got attracted to somebody. Probably poor Snip. Triggered the alarm trap. Yeah. And they're blindly running in the wall. Well, that's wrong. They should be avoiding stuff. Hello, bug. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. There's the storage one. Okay. Somebody kill me, please. I'm on my knees. Pretty, pretty, please. Come on, fellas. Oh, Lilith. You're being medieval. Okay, I can always use the spikes. Here we go. Now, levels visited is 0, count is 1. It is more than 0. Yeah. And then this is being called, but Okay, who's the unit? Which unit is calling this? It shouldn't be AI, definitely not. So that's a player unit. Now. Why do we have an issue here? Oh. Alright, alright, alright. I always use add item from inventory resource pair. How is this different than add item? Huh. Okay, let's see if it triggers. Storage items. Okay, it's going in. Oh shit, I'm overwriting everything. Of course, because every other slot is overwriting it here. No matter if it's AI or not. That logic should come after. If unit AI equals false again. Now this should work a bit better. We can start it. I know that it's gonna be a bit different on the second load probably. But still. Okay. Where you at storage? Here it is. Now let's meet our fate. Oh wow. That's it. Why you no work? Oh guys, I'm gonna hit the sack. I'm gonna fix this bug early in the morning. I know where it has to be. At least I think. Because this should be triggering. Wait a minute. It's still giving me the creeps. I know that I wouldn't sleep well. I'd probably lay in bed and think about it. Who am I fooling? Okay, for lols, let's just put the fire stick or nails or whatever we want in it. Let's go with nails. Harikiri! There we go. Levels visited 0, good, count more than 1. I don't have any other clue, maybe something else is rewriting this. So it's like add starting items here. I wonder what it's gonna do in here. So if I have add item, let's go. That's okay. Crafting nails. So it's null, it has to find it from the DB. And it's gonna look for its free slot. It is null, it's gonna take it out. Now it's not null anymore, as predicted. It's duplicating it. All good. Quantity is being assigned 1, of course. Oh shit. If I'm not mistaken, I nuke everything from there. Okay, right. Just a second. Reset inventory for the new run. This is what is being called, of course, because I depend on all sorts of different stuff that's going on in the cutscenes themselves. So this actually nukes everything. Okay, now we found it. Huh. If item is null, we continue. We could also say if, for example, if global player profile controller current profile storage item IDs contains, and then we say item.item data ID. In this case, we should also continue. Now this bypasses that problem. At least I believe so. But it creates a new one when we're adding more items on each load. We'll handle it. Definitely. Hey, I have nails now. I got starting crafting nails. Na, 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 na. I got them. I still have them. And if we get killed, we shouldn't have them anymore. I'm not sure if the order is right though. If the nails should be first and then the starting ones. Okay, I don't have them anymore, so that's good. Okay. Okay, let's steal this rune. Where's the storage? And the storage will appear only from the second biome forward. Or maybe from the first one also. Now I have a dilemma. What if you have more storage items, I mean shrines in the future? That means that you could transfer more items. Maybe the storage one should only override them. Or maybe not. We'll see. Let's transfer this one. Boom. It cracked. Now, come on, Mr. Bandit. Here we go, restart. Okay, we have the rune here, but the problem is that it's placed as a first one. So that's definitely not okay. It's working, but still. Dun 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 dun. If I add item here. Ah, of course, because I add also starting items through that script. It makes fucking sense. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a reactive function that isn't being called directly in the inventory on the load up, but a bit after, because that's when the dynamic stuff happens. And I kinda could mitigate this with basically lifting this function, the thing I have here, and putting it in the scene itself. Like that. And just put it down somewhere here. It's a progress reactor. It should be fairly simple if I add node 2D and say that let's call it add storage items. And what is this? This is a progress reactor. All true. Okay. So what am I usually checking here? Give Rusty sword at beginning. I shouldn't have any conditions, just empty ones. Probably if it's a global, blackboard, all true, any true, that's it. It's gonna execute, it should execute. But then what we do is we just copy, you know, these are priority. So they go up, and I will just copy this one, and we'd call it items. It's an inception, isn't it? Like that. Init and ready times to execute only once. That's okay. We don't take anything in this function. So, do I have parameterless calls implemented? Yes, I just have nil. Null. Good. Now this thing is gonna be lifted. Call it public. Void. Add storage items. And you think you can go all the way in here because you're being called from outside and you're paying respect to the order of everything else. Now this one could be yeah, it's a separate one, it makes sense. If we refresh it, are there any errors? No errors regarding that. But now okay, let's go with a string. Oh, interesting layout. I'm still looking for my storage. I believe that I have... No, it should be here. It is. Let's put some nails in it. Okay. Valhalla, here I come. Restart. And why you no call? The thing didn't trigger. If it's empty, probably has an issue. Yeah. Okay, if I pasted that one or copy it. Then why do I even want this separate? I can actually stuff it in there. Okay. There we go. It worked. It worked. We have it. It's here. Now, what if I equip it? Will it transfer or not? Risky business, guys. Risky business. Hey, it transferred. But will it work? Or is there a weird ass reference somewhere? It works. Brilliant. We have a storage system working now. So you're gonna find shrines that have the ability to store stuff. And if you're gonna want to, you're gonna be able to put in an item that's gonna be destroyed, but it will be transferred for the next run. It's working. It's almost midnight and I'm going to bed and starting again tomorrow in the morning. So thank you for being here with me and yeah, good night.